Hello and welcome to episode 117 of Beyond the Brick. I'm Joshua Hanlon.
And I'm Matthew Kay.
And this episode of Beyond the Brick is brought to you by Brickfest Live. Brickfest Live will be held at the Meadowlands Expo Center in New Jersey, July 11th through 13th. It is a public event with a focus on hands-on attractions, such as the racetrack, where you can build and race your custom-built Lego Derby car down one of the 35-foot-long tracks. You can find more info at brickfestlive.com. Certainly appreciate their support, and I'll make sure to include a link to their website in the description of the video so you can check out that really cool event there. And we also have some really exciting news here for you at Beyond the Brick. We just launched our Brick World Chicago Kickstarter project. So we're making a DVD with over 2 hours of builder interviews and convention coverage from Brick World. It's one of the biggest conventions in the world, a really cool event, lots of awesome builders. It's always great to see all the cool creations there. So we've also got a bunch of cool rewards from some really great builders like Ian Heath, Alice Finch, David Frank, Guy Himber, and lots of others. Some really cool rewards for you there as well. And so we're currently working towards achieving our stretch goals, so some cool stuff there for you. Definitely encourage you to check it out. I'll make sure to put a link in the description of this video to our Kickstarter project, and check that out. And anything you can do to support it, or just share the project with your friends, or if you're part of a lug or a Lego fan group, anything like that, just anything to get the project out there and help spread the word is always appreciated.
Definitely. And even though we've reached our funding goal, that doesn't mean it's over. There's still more DVDs to sell, you know.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely. And like I said, we've got our stretch goals we're working towards right now, so always some cool stuff for you there. Now, joining us on the show this week, it's really great to have Mark from brickfun.net joining us. And you might know him from his YouTube page. He makes some really cool brick films on there that we'll be talking about later in the show. He is 39 years old, a high school history teacher, and contributes to the Set Bump, which you might remember from our conversations with David Pickett or David Pagano. Talks all about brick films and Lego animation. And he's a member of the Quebec Lug, which is the Quebec Lego Users Group, where they all speak French. So it might be, if you don't speak French, it might be a little harder to get into the group there. But it's great to have you on the show, Mark.
Thank you.
No problem.
Glad I'm here.
Yes, very cool. So you want to tell us a little bit about the Quebec Lego Users Group and how many members there are there?
Yeah, in Kellogg, I think we are now over 80 members. We are one of the biggest lug in Canada. And yes, we all speak French, but English-speaking people are welcome. It's just that we happen to be all French-speaking people. We cover all the province of Quebec, so we meet sometime in Quebec, in Montreal, or somewhere else in the province. And one thing that's fun with Kellogg is that in the lug we do everything. I'm the one doing brick film. We have some people doing EV3 stuff, my master, Lego Technique stuff. You know, I don't know the technique stuff, so we have Mark-Andre Caron with us, the guy who did the Wall-E in Lego.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the Wall-E in Lego?
Yes, yes.
We have a master builder that do Castle, that do the World Trade Center, that do mini-scale stuff. We have collectors, sellers. So it's a great diversity here in Quebec. So it's a great place to be a Lego enthusiast.
Now, do you know anybody from your area that's gone to work at Lego as a set designer or do anything like that?
Yes, I do. We're talking about Pierre Normandin. There was a bug for a moment here. Yeah, Pierre is working for Lego now, but he is one of the founder of Kellogg here in Quebec. He's the one who started the club with others members. Now he's working for Kellogg, but he's always visiting us when he can and chatting with us over the internet. So that's fun because when we have a question about Lego, we can just email him, and he's always answering. Very nice guy.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool that he was from your area and then went to work for them, so that's really nice. Do you guys put on many shows throughout the years, or do you go as a group to conventions, or how does that work?
We have a lot of show every year because we're building stuff and we want to show it, obviously.
Sure.
So we're doing exposition like 4 or 5 a year. That's a lot. I'm not going to all of them, But and when we go to convention, usually we go to Brick Fight Toronto, which will be now in 2 months in Toronto. That's funny because Brick Fight, it's the word is a brick, obviously is in English, but fight is like a party in English. It's in French. So Brick Fight is like both French and English. But when you go over there, it's almost all in English, but French people are welcome. So every year there's a big Kellogg delegation that go there and show their stuff. So a Brick Fight is in 2 months. And last year we had the chance to have a Brick Fight in Montreal. So Jenny took her exposition, come to Montreal, gather everybody, and we had a great show over there in Brick Fight Montreal. But they're back in Toronto this summer.
Okay. So some cool shows going on there. It's always great to hear about lugs that are doing a lot of shows and getting out there and showing the public what they've built. That's always really nice.
Yeah, we do it like everywhere. There's some train museum here in Quebec, and they invite us like once a year. So we're going there with our old Lego, lots of Lego trains, of course. But every year we have those opportunity to show Lego trains, and well, we put all the city stuff around it, and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So that's the Quebec Lego Users Group there. If you're in the area and aren't part of a lug, maybe you could look into joining them. I'm sure they'd be happy to have you there.
Yeah, we're always open to welcome new members.
So now, before we talk about some of your brick films, you want to give us a little bit of your history with Lego building and how you grew up building with Lego?
The start of my story is like everybody else, I think. I was playing with Lego when I was a kid, mostly space stuff because of Star Wars, and we were doing all spaceship. And then with my teenage, I threw my Lego in the basement. My mother sold them in the garage sale. No! But a few years, lots of years later, I was interested into stop motion, watching a stop motion movie on the internet. And there's a guy in Quebec, another Quebec guy. He did stop motion with Transformer toys. His name is Patrick Boivin. And I'm sure everybody has seen his brick film and stop motion on the internet. He make like Optimus Prime dance and stuff like that. And he did some work for Lego. He did the last Bionicle movies for advertisement more for Lego with Bionicles. So I thought, hey, I want to do stop motion, and those Bionicles figure are just perfect for that. They're cheap, like $10 each. They can move, they have feet, they have arms. So I went to the store, I bought a bunch of them, and I started playing with them. In fact, they were not Bionicle by that time. They were Hero Factory, the new line that took over Bionicle. So I did my first movie like that. And when I've realized that minifigs were way easier to animate, and it was way easier to do like a house for a minifig than a house for a Hero Factory, of course. So now my kids have all the Hero Factory, and I have the Lego in the house. So that's how I came back to Lego out of my dark age, building Lego to do stop motion.
Okay.
Interesting.
So now, did you have a background in film or video? Did you go to school for that, or how did that work that you got interested in that part of it?
Absolutely nothing. I was just interested in doing movie. I've tried doing a little animation in Flash. Then I bought YouTube Toon Boom Studio. It's a software that you can draw and animate everything. And I've tried a lot of stuff, even doing live movie, but it wasn't right until I came to stop motion. Because in stop motion, with Lego and brick films, you can build whatever you want. So when I started, the first thing I bought in a Lego minifig was the log cabin set. I don't know if you remember it. It's the log cabin. It's only one character in a house. That's a really nice one.
Yeah.
So I have to animate with that one. I made a Christmas movie with it. And now 3 years later, I have over like 1,000 minifigs in the house and more Lego than I can sort. So that's how I work now. So I have no background. I've learned everything on the internet. basically at looking at David Pagano and David Piquet's work. And what's fun on the internet is if you have a question, you just write an email and ask question. And most of the time, people will answer you. So both Davids answered me yes, I use that software, I do it that way. There's a lot of do-it-yourself on the internet, on YouTube, that explain how to do the stop motion. So I've watched all of them, I check all the making of, and I've tried it. So when the students come to my class and ask, "Hey, Mr. Caron, how do you do your stop motion? What's your best advice?" I say, "Okay, you just sit down with your camera, with your Lego, and you start doing it. And by doing it, you learn it." So that's how I've started. If you watch my first movie, they're not really that nice because they were the first one, and you can see the green screen, and nothing is right in them. But I did them, and now they're online, and I did another one, and now I think I have like 50 brick films on my channel, and I'm getting better. I hope I'm getting better every time. So.
Oh yeah, I think you can definitely see some improvement there. It's similar to like you look through a lot of builders' Flickr feeds, and the farther back you go, obviously it's not as good as what they are currently building. So you definitely get better over time and more practice.
Yeah, some people sometimes ask me if I film my movie in order, like from start to finish, and I say yes. Why do you ask that? It's because the minifig at the beginning of the movie. Watch my first movies. At the beginning, the minifig walk like zombies, and at the end they walk correctly because I'm getting better and better throughout the movie. Now I'm feeling all mixed up, but
you can see the improvement even throughout that's awesome. Really cool.
History of a stop motion.
Yeah. So when you first started, I know obviously it's very, very much time intensive to make a good brick film like you have put out on a regular basis here. When you first started, was that did you expect to have so much time to put into it, or was that a bit of a shock that it takes so much time to get it really good?
I know from start that it was a long process.
Okay.
Everybody think that the stop motion is the longest thing in brick film, but getting ready to do the stop motion take a lot of time too, because you must build your Lego, find a set, build everything, have your script, your storyboard ready. That took like half the time almost. And when you're ready to shoot, something will go wrong, that's for sure. And then you start shooting, you think you will be finished by by midnight, I'll be done. No, by midnight you have like 3 shots down and everything else to go, so it's a lot of time. Like my first movie I did with Hero Factory, it took me one complete night to shoot the Matrix sequence. I had to build a support for my camera, so the camera will go around the character, and I did it 3 times to have it right. Well, almost right, the way it is in the movie. I've started at 11 o'clock at night when my kids and wife were in bed and I was alone in my basement, and I've stopped like at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I have to pack everything because it was in my basement, and we have a kindergarten at home, so I have to pack up everything because kids were coming back, and so it takes a lot of time. Like my Ninjago thing I'm doing right now, I'm doing a 6-part Ninjago series. I did episode 1, 2, 3 before Christmas, and now people are writing to me every day on my YouTube account asking, when is episode 4 coming out? And I'm working on it right now, but it's not coming out until it's done. And so it takes a lot of time to work on it. But when you can freeze time in your week, it's better that way. You can work like for 6 hours in a row. You're in the zone, when you're in the zone and it works perfectly well, you work and it goes well. But yes, it takes a lot of time.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I'd imagine that with the time you put into it and everything, it takes a lot of setup with it. So you have your setup behind you there. Can you show us real
Yeah.
quick? You have the lights on and everything. You want to show us real quick what it looks like
Yeah.
when you're working on a film?
If you look right here, you have whoops, like that, an overview. You have my blue screen, which will act as the sky. It's not really a blue screen. I will just leave it like that. You have the camera right here. Okay, I'm shooting with Rebel T3, the Canon. It's linked directly to my computer. I'm using Dragon Frame to take the shot. And then, well, you have, if I go over it, you have like a bunch of base plates, green bricks to do forest, and gray brick to do rocks. I'm putting a bunch of tree, and then I have characters everywhere, and I have the lights. If you look over there, I have one on the top and two other each side, so I can light up everything. And I'm moving. I'm trying to not hit the table every time I move, because like the set bump, like the blog. Sometimes you just hit the tripod and everything is to do again because it moves. If you look carefully at most of my movie, there's at least one set bump in every movie. But when I see it, it's either too late or I don't care. I'm just leaving it that way and I'm going. So,
Yeah, sometimes it's just not worth doing the whole thing over again.
yeah, or sometimes the camera start moving in the middle of a sequence. It wasn't intent to do that. It's just that I've bumped the set, and instead of redoing it, I'm just continuing the movement. So, okay, it's going in that direction. Okay, I'm going to move like if it was intended, but it's not.
So, have you had any major disasters then where like the table flipped over or something drastic like that?
When I first started, I wasn't like right now. I'm in my basement. Half of my basement is closed with a curtain, and it's my room. I'm a grown up now. I have my Lego room in my house. But when I first started, I was like in the I don't know if you say that in English, but that's a room where I have the freezer and the oil tank and everything. And I was working on the table, a flip table, you can put out and put in whenever you want for Christmas party and things like that. It was really shaky. So yes, at one point I've just stand up, kick the table, and everything went on the floor. No carpet, nothing, just plain cements. And yeah, I had to rebuild everything.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want after spending time working on one film.
Yeah, and well, obviously, you guys have all seen the Lego movie. And one of the last line of the Lego movie, do you remember what it is? That Duplo joke. We plan to destroy you. And that's just what happened sometime to me. I had that commissioned the brick film to do 2 years ago. I wasn't working on a big table. I was working on a table that was really low near the floor. And I have a construction site. So a big yellow truck, workers everywhere. And my kids came in as I was filming. Oh, Dad, I want to play with the construction truck. And they start playing with it, just breaking everything in the sequence. I had to take them out, rebuild everything, and reshoot at night when they were sleeping. Because for them it was just, hey, Dad is playing with toy. Come on. No, not come on. Get out. So now when they come in and they want to play, I just stop working. I go on their side. I take out their Lego. We build stuff. We take time to play together. Not like in the Lego movie. I don't have my red tie. I'm not the man upstairs. I can assure you I'm not the man upstairs. So I take time to play with my kids. And when they're asleep, I play with my Lego. Play or work. Now it's more work than play. But
yeah, that's awesome. Well, I saw all those lights you have behind there. Now, I don't know if this is something that you would usually do. Do you have any, like, a brand loyalty when it comes to your equipment, like your blue screen or your lights or something like that?
Beside Lego, because no Mega Block in the house, it's not allowed. But yeah, I'm working with Dragon Frame because I think it's one of the best software to capture images. But for the lights, no, I don't have any brand. I took them on eBay actually. There was the cheapest one with the biggest power I can have. Actually, I think I'm like overshooting. I have 3 big lights behind me for teeny Lego. You can do it with your desk lamp if you want. But sometimes I just want to work with a landscape. You know, if you do a brick film in a little house, okay, you have a door, a window, and a minifig that's speaking, you don't need that much light. You just take your desk lamp and that's okay. But I like to do outside stuff, like they're working in the forest or they're fighting in a battlefield, and that took all my table. So I need big light to light up everything. So I just went on eBay and bought those 3 big lights. Actually, there's like 12 light behind me, 4 by 4 in each light box. So I'm lighting up everything, so I'm sure there's no dark in my movie.
Mm-hmm. Good even lighting, I'm sure, definitely helps with them.
And sometimes I'm overshooting, but that's good.
Yeah. So now I think we'll move on to some of your brick films that you've made. You've got some really cool ones. You mentioned your Ninjago. I think you made 3 episodes of that so far. I was watching those the other day. Those are really neat. And then one of your most recent builds is the Simpsons Couch Gag that you posted on YouTube. And I think this is just shy of 1 million views right now. This one kind of went a little bit viral. I think a ton of views on this one. It was a really cool video. So you want to tell us a little bit about this one and how you did this video?
The Simpsons, I wasn't really interested in The Simpsons. Like, I'm not a big Simpsons fan, having all the DVD and watching every episode. When there's a Simpsons on TV, I'm watching it and having fun doing it. And you know, here in Quebec, we have them in French with their special voices. They have really good voice in French too, and expression. And sometimes in the translation, they even do joke about Quebec. So The Simpsons is really, there's a Quebec side to The Simpsons here, and it's very funny. So I saw that big house coming out from Lego, which was really nice, and said, okay, the first thing you must do with that is do a brick film with the couch guy, the couch gag, sorry. And I'm telling myself, somebody else will do it. That's too obvious that we must do a brick film with The Simpsons. So somebody will like rush by the house, do the brick film, and if I do it, I will come like too late, and that will not be fun anymore. And because out there's some brick filmer that's way better than me. They do a way better job, and I'm sure they will do it. But by March, nobody did it. There were some couch gag on internet, but not that well done. So I told myself, hey, I'm a teacher. I have a March break. I have 1 week to spend on Lego. Let's face it, I can play a whole week with Lego. What will I do? So I went online about the house. The house came in on Monday at 12, like on my door. Yes, I have my Simpson house. So I went downstairs. I built it, following the plan. And so, okay, it looked nice. And now, okay, I'm doing my couch gag. And of course, I've mixed it with the Lego movie, because the Lego movie was just out in March. It came out in February. So I did my thing and put it on internet, and paf, it went viral just like that. I think I will hit the 1 million this week, because there's like 10,000 people looking at it every day. So that's great. And I intend to do more movie with Lego sets that came out. Like I have the DeLorean for a while. I have like right here. I have not that guy. I have Marty and Doug Brown, and they're ready to shoot. So I'm going to do Back to the Future sequence. and I cannot wait to buy the Ghostbuster card too. So you can expect from me some Back to the Future and Ghostbuster movie this summer.
Those will be really cool.
All the good sets, yeah.
Yeah, all the good sets.
So was there any major problems while you were doing the Simpsons video? Did you run into any big problems you had to try to overcome during that, or did it go pretty smoothly?
I was almost overdoing the couch gag, and then I was chatting with a friend on internet. His name is Martin. Hi, Martin. Martin. And he told me, hey, you didn't put in the double-decker couch. Emmett's double-decker couch. It's in the Lego movie, but you didn't put it in. So I said, oh, yes, I forgot it. Like for the last scene, having the double-decker. It's a couch gag, after all, so I must put the Lego movie couch. So I went on internet. I didn't buy the you know, the couch it comes with Metal Bear's ship. You know that big ship?
Yes, yeah.
In Canada, it's like $350 to buy that. It's
Okay.
like, too much, too expensive for a bunch of brown pieces. So I'm going just to steal the plan of the double-decker couch and build it myself with the piece I have. There's some special piece in there, and I don't have them in my Lego inventory. So I went on Brickset just to see if I have them, and I have 4 of them. You need 4 of them to do the double-decker couch. They were in a city plane and a city helicopter. So I went in my other room. I found the plane and the helicopter, and I just did like we were kids. I crashed them to find the pieces, and I put all the pieces all back in a bag to build them back later. So I built my double-decker couch. I shoot the last scene, and then I re-edit the movie and put it online, and it was a big success. But those 4 pieces were hard to find in my house.
Not that common.
Sorry?
Yeah.
I said not that common.
Yeah, not that common. You know, it's a plate, a 2x2 plate, but with a one side hole to put a Technic pin in it. There's 4 of them in the double-decker couch, and you need them if you want to build it. You cannot go around. So, okay, I did it. So my double-decker couch is not the same color as in the official Lego movie, but who cares?
Yeah, it still worked really well, and that video did turn out great. It was great to see it has so many views as well. So I'd be interested, do you, as you're working on a film, do you put something in there or make a specific theme that you try to make your videos go viral somewhat and get a lot of views, or do you not? Is that something you're thinking of as you work on the film?
When I first started, besides wanting to work with stop motion, wanting to work with Lego, I had that crazy dream of having one day a paycheck from Google. You know, there's that myth out there. At that moment, it was a myth for me that people are getting paid to be on YouTube. Nah, I don't believe that. It cannot happen to me. So I did that first video thinking, oh, Hero Factory, it's new, it will be cool. I'm going to try it. I did try it, and it worked. It took me a year to have my first paycheck because I was doing like $2 or $3 a month, and but at one point I did a movie with Kellogg. Lego contacted 2 years ago. Lego contacted all the log in North America and asked them if we give you all the dino sets. You know that dino series that came out 2 years ago? It was a really nice one. If we give you all the sets, what will you do with it? So Kellogg, we wrote back and we said we will do a big display, putting all the set in it, and over that we will do a one-day formation about brick film, teaching other logs member how to do a brick film using the dino sets, and we'll do a brick film with it. So we won one of the three complete sets. One member of Kellogg built a big display with all of them. Mathieu Penneau did that. It was awesome. And we met one day to shoot. So it was a one-day shoot. We did the Jurabric Park movie, having the T-Rex going around, shooting, helicopter. And it's nothing. There's no story. We went improvisation all the way. Even at one point, you can see a finger in the screen. There's one finger in the screen if you look at the right moment. And so we took one day to film it together. So it was a teaching work class.
Sure.
I took another day just to put everything together, add music, special effects, and I put it on internet. This movie is now 2 million, over 2 million views on internet. So it went like, wow, I don't know what people want with Lego Dino, but it was very, very, very popular. And you know, on YouTube, you can see in which country people look at your video. So United States went first, and I think Canada, my country, will be second. Not at all. It was like Russia. Sorry for my pronunciation.
Yes.
Vietnam, Thailand, and other country like that. And Canada was in 7th position for that Lego Dino movie. So it worked very well. So it was like my crazy dream of having a paycheck from Google to put video on internet, and that video worked very well. And yeah, well, now it pays for the Lego.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I know that when you were talking about that, what country the views come from, it's always interesting to see on our videos as well, the convention coverage and stuff we do. I know our Brickmania video that is the most popular video we have posted right now has a ton of views from Russia as well, which is interesting. I think it got posted on, I'm not sure, a couple of Russian sites. I'm not even sure what they really are, but it has hundreds of thousands of views from those sites there, which I thought was interesting. I wondered how that even found out about it there.
We should not underestimate Russia. They love Lego as much as we do, I think.
Yes, I think so, definitely. At least the videos on YouTube for sure. So that's always cool though. But so do you find that because you're in Canada, you get a lot of views from Canada, or does that not really affect it at all?
Some video are viewed only in Canada, but as you know, I do video in French and in English. So I have another channel for my French video. Sometimes it's just the same video. I change the title and some words, and I put it on the other channel. But I found out that when I put a French video on my English channel, I lose subscribers because they don't understand the video and they flush me. Yeah, get out, I don't understand. So now I'm not putting French video anymore on my English channel, which is fun because it's kind of crazy because my English channel is named MonsieurCaron, like Mr. but in French. So I have the French name, but the English video, and my other channel, well, I have to come up with another name, but I didn't take an English name for my French channel because it was like all mixed up.
Yeah.
But what's fun is when you see that your video are very popular in Denmark. So, oh, Denmark is watching me. Denmark, Lego, okay. So one day I received that email from Lego asking, hey, we love that specific video. I think it was the zombie. I did a video with the Monster Fighter zombies.
Okay.
A really nice set. I wish I can buy other one, but they're not available anymore. And they asking me to use it as an advertisement on Rubric, I think, for a contest. So I said, oh, yes, Lego want to use my brick film. Go ahead, do it. So it was really nice, and it pushed the view on the video, of course. So from time to time, I have an email like that from Lego asking, hey, can we use your stuff there or there? And I say, yes, no problem. Go ahead. It's like, who never dreamed of having a call from Lego, an email from Lego asking, hey, can we take your stuff? I mean, everybody is dreaming of that. I think everybody is dreaming of that. So I said, yes, go ahead.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, don't pass up a chance like that. That's awesome that they
No.
were able to get recognized like that, and that's really cool that they've been able to discover your videos.
Yeah, and I had some time, you know that Beyond the Brick, but the Brickumentary that just came out
Yes.
in the States. I did some brick film for them too. I have like 5 shots in the Brickumentary. And Daniel Jung called me. He really called me. Here in Quebec, you know, we speak French. So when someone is calling you and you speak English, usually it's because you want to sell you something. It's like telemarketing. Hey, may I talk to Mr. Caron? I want to sell you that newspaper. No, thanks. Bye. So I just answered the phone like, hi, can I talk to Mr. Caron? No, thanks. Bye. Hey, it's Daniel Jung from the Lego Brickumentary. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I want to talk to you. So he asked me to work to do some shot for the Brickumentary. And I asked him, where did you get my name? And he said, Lego gave us your name. My name and other brick filmer too. I'm not the only one out there. And I think I was at the bottom of the list because there's other brick filmer out there that are just so awesome. But I was available and I did some shot for them. And I haven't seen the documentary right now, but I can't wait to see it too. I almost went to New York just to see it when it first came out, but it was a little far from home.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping it comes out on DVD soon somewhere so that we can.
Yeah.
Or Netflix or anything.
And I know from the documentary, they sent me some papers just to have the feeling of what it will be. And at the end, they will have a DVD release, but there's supposed to be a special AFOL DVD release with some Lego in it or something. So there will probably be a special DVD release that we can buy and have some extra goodies because we love extra goodies.
Oh, that's for sure, definitely. Especially when it's Lego stuff. So yeah, that'll be cool. Now, another video I wanted to talk about was your history teacher video. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, you are a high school history teacher, and you actually said this is one of your favorite videos that you've made. I thought it was really interesting as well. I love how you did it. It's kind of, for people who haven't seen the video, it's the history teacher getting into different costumes and things as he's up in front of the class. So what makes this like your favorite video out of all of them?
But first, it was a commissioned work. Okay, I had to do it for my teachers' union. They asking me, can you do something in Lego to make the teachers look good? I'm a teacher. I love Lego. I do movie. Yes, I want to do it. And I was free to do whatever I wanted. Okay? Besides having to do something with teachers, I was free to do everything I want. So I took all my minifigs out, and I said, okay, I must use all of them or most of them. I have, I think, over 25 or 30 minifigs in that. And I've put them in a chronological order, starting with a caveman by the teacher, of course. The teacher is getting in class. The kids look like, oh, we're bored. That's boring. So the teacher changed into a caveman. And then if you look at all the progression, it follows all the man history. Okay, we're skipping big chunk of history, but we have Egyptian, we have Roman, we even have a hippie for the 70s. And we end up with a tech guy and back to the teacher. So I loved working with all those minifigs and just making them dance and go around. And it was a lot of fun to do and work with. I hope I can do other stuff like that soon.
Oh yeah, I thought just the way you did the video was really cool. I think it captured perfectly what a lot of history teachers try to do with making history come alive, and like you said, the students kind of start out bored and get more and more excited as they see the characters there and everything, and I think that definitely helps. So I thought that was a really cool idea for the video.
Thank you.
And so what was the process in making that? Was there any big upsets during the process on that one, or how did that one go for you?
It went very well. I had to do some tests with the lightning to have the class correct. And with the kids, at one point I have that kid that is bored, And then when he smiled, he got glasses. I won't do that anymore because everybody's telling me, "Hey, there's some glasses that appear in his face. Where? No, that's Lego. You can have glasses if you want to." But most of the time, I try to change the faces, but have the same expression. Like I love that the Emmett that we have in the Lego movie. If you look at all the different Emmett, you have, I think, like 6 or 8 different faces expression. So I've bought all of them. There's a new one coming out soon with the big yellow mech, and the faces are different than the others. So I want to have all the faces to make him change expression. And that's fun because you can use those heads with any minifig you want. So that's my dream is that Lego came out with a stop motion kit with a big bunch of faces, male and female, to make or the character tall can change just by changing the faces. Of course, I can just shoot with a yellow face and add it in After Effects, but it's not the same. It's not as much fun. So that was the channel. The challenge was to have all the minifig work properly, changing into one to see which character it is, but to make them switch fast and having the kids like being bored and then happy. And if you look at the set, I kept that set for 2 years. I just destroyed it a few months ago because I need the pieces. You know, that's what with Lego. You need the pieces. You have to take your muck apart. But the background was really fun to do. I wish I have a history class like my Lego history class with all that stuff on the walls.
Oh yeah, that would be really cool.
I don't think I can have a gun in my class, but in the Lego room, it was a very, very old gun. That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay to have one of those in there. And now with your having done these brick films for a few years now and making it to a few conventions, do you show them at the conventions you go to? Is there any time you put on like a bunch of people gathered around and watched your films or anything like that?
Last year I went to Brick Fight Toronto, and I was going in a truck with other AFOL, so I didn't have a lot of place to take my Lego. And when you have a 6-hour drive to do, you don't want to bring too much bigger box, you know, in the car they broke. So I bring my computer and my brick films. That's easy to to travel with. And there I put on the screen and I show my movie. And that was fun because all the kids in the room, they took all the chair and by themselves, the kids put up a little theater around the TV that was showing my movie. And the parents were happy because they were having a break of walking in the expo. The kids were there, they were calm, they were looking at Lego movie, and the parents were having their break. But when I came back, I said to myself, oh, I want a bigger screen. I want to put my camera to show people how I do it. So at Brick Fight Toronto, I had a projector, a big screen. I have a tent over my screen just to make it more darker. And yes, I'm showing my brick film at convention now. And there's not that much brick film festival out there. I know only of 2. There's Brick Flicks, that is in North Carolina, I think, or North Virginia. I'm all mixed up with the states. And there's another Cinebrick, it's in Portugal. So now I'm putting up my home brick film festival here in Quebec. It will be called Cinebrick 2. I have the T-shirt on me right now. I don't know if you see it.
Okay, yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, that's a T-shirt. It was done because when the Lego movie came out, everybody said, hey, we must do an expo, we must do a show, we must do something. So I've called the theater here, said, okay, we have the Lego movie on Friday, Saturday. What about we came in, we put some Lego in the lobby, and we show some brick film before the Lego movie. So people can see real Lego movie before the Lego movie. And the theater say yes. So for the first time in my life, I saw my movie on the big screen. It was really big. And there was a lot of people. The room was not full, but I was pretty proud of it. And there was an expo in the lobby. So now I'm in the process of starting a a brick film festival here in Quebec. I cannot tell you dates or anything because I'm just starting organizing everything. But for sure there will be a brick film festival in French and in English in Quebec this year or next year.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, it's nice to hear that some more brick film festivals are popping up. I'm sure a lot of the brick filmers out there will be happy about that. The more the merrier when it comes to that, because like you said, there aren't that many out there right now.
Yeah, and I won't show all my movie to that show. I will ask people to send me their best movie, and I will have a competition. The public will have a prize. The jury will have a prize to give to the best brick film in the show. And I want to show everything that's out there that's just awesome.
Very cool. Well, now I think to finish it up for us here, is there, over the years that you've been doing this, for people who might just be getting into making brick films or are looking for some more tips on it, is there one or two things that are like the definitive, here's a couple things that you really need to do that I learned throughout my time doing it, that this is what I would really suggest you do? One or two things like that. Is there anything you would point out to people who are just starting?
The biggest mistake people do is waiting to have the perfect camera, the perfect Lego set, the perfect lighting. Don't wait. Take what you have and start doing it right now. Do it with your iPod, with your Nintendo DS. Do it with what you have and start having fun right now. The other thing is have a tripod. The camera should not move between the take, because there's a bunch of kids doing brick film out there and it's all shaky because the camera is shaking every time. But you see on the camera they're doing a very good job, but just because of the camera, it's all messed up. So have a tripod, or sometime what I tell to the kids is take your iPod, take a dictionary. Okay, I'm a teacher, I use dictionary. But put the iPod on the dictionary and tape it around. Use tape. Put the iPod on the dictionary and put the dictionary on the table. It will hold your iPod. Okay, use your head, use your dictionary. It's a cheap trick, but it works. Okay, use a cheap tape if you don't want to break your dictionary and iPod. But so start, use what you have, use a tripod, and have fun. And if you have fun, you will do more and you will do better. And one day you will have a call from Lego and asking, "Can we show your movie?" And then that day you go, "Oh!" All happy.
Yes, that'll be your reaction there. So that sounds like some really great advice. Thanks for that, Mark. I'm sure there are a lot of people always getting into brick films and always looking for good advice. So definitely appreciate that. Really interesting hearing from you. It was great having you on the show and hearing some more about the process that goes into your videos. It's always interesting to hear the behind the scenes on those.
I'm happy to sharing, even if my English wasn't always right. I'm happy to talk. I'm a teacher.
English is perfect. The accent makes it better. We don't speak English correctly. Everybody needs a little French accent, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely.
I'll give you a French accent class.
Yes, very good, and it's definitely much better than my French, I can tell you that, so you don't have to worry about that. But it was great having you on the show. So what's the best place for people to find you, your YouTube page or your website?
Go definitely to my YouTube, MonsieurCaron on YouTube. Search for my brick film. You can have you have a link to my I'm all mixed up now, French and English. To my Facebook page, I have a MonsieurCaron brick film page. That's the best place. I'll share everything. And I've just started a website, brickfun.net. It's not updated every day. It's just for fun, to share stuff that I like. Some week you will have new stuff every day, and some month there will be nothing. That's not a big deal, just for fun. That's brick fun. So on Facebook and on YouTube, I'm always happy to answer emails and answer questions.
Okay, and I'll make sure to include links to his YouTube page and Facebook page website in the description of the video, so you can easily get to all those, as well as links to the videos we talked about. So if you haven't seen those, definitely encourage you to check those out, and all of his really cool videos. We talked about a couple of his greatest ones, but he's got a bunch of really cool stuff over there, so definitely encourage you to check all of those out. And definitely encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube page here as well at Beyond the Brick. You can keep up to date with all our latest videos and interviews. We'll be heading to Brick World Chicago here shortly. I think it's less than a month now. You don't want to miss out on all our builder interviews coming out of there. So make sure you subscribe and stay up to date with all of our videos here. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.